Archangel Michael says, "It's an emergency. This is not a joke. Someone followed your home last night. The reason they are watching you is." Archangel Michael says, "Time is running out, you are not just being watched. You are being tested. Someone followed you last night, but they didn't come alone. The reason they are watching you is because you survived something they didn't expect. There was a shift in your energy recently and it caught the attention of forces both light and dark. One of those forces sent a person to trace your steps and another force tried to block them but failed. Now your name is being whispered in places where even shadows are afraid to tread. Your survival from a hidden attack weeks ago changed the outcome of something ancient. This wasn't a physical attack. It was spiritual, designed to weaken your purpose and delay your rising, but instead, you overcame it in silence, and now they fear what you're about to become. Someone who was close to the ones watching you has already switched sides. This person saw what was planned against you and secretly started protecting you behind the scenes. They are not ready to show their face yet, but they are guarding every step you take. Tap Amen to get blessing 333. 3 individuals gathered around your home in silence last night. They didn't speak a word, but one of them placed something in their pocket after staring at your door. That object is not ordinary. It's symbolic. Used in rituals of recognition and tracking. Their intention was not to harm you yet, but to test how much you know. You may have felt the shift in temperature, the chills, the subtle sense that something wasn't right. That wasn't your imagination. It was a signal from the spiritual world alerting your inner guard. A test has begun, and you are at the center of it. Your reactions, choices, and thoughts are being recorded spiritually to determine your worthiness, not because you're weak, but because you carry something sacred in your presence. Type Amen to get blessing 421. Someone who used to mock you is now frightened by your name. They saw a light on your path that made them freeze and back away. It wasn't just a glow, it was your divine protection shining brighter than their plans. Last night, one of the 3 watchers made a phone call. The person on the other side was warned that you're not like others, something is guarding them. And since then, plans have shifted. Now they don't just want to stop you, they want to understand you. You hold information you haven't even accessed yet. Deep in your soul, you carry memory codes passed from ancestors who survived massive spiritual trials. These memories are unlocking slowly, and that's why your presence is becoming magnetic and dangerous to some. Pipe Man to get blessing 555. Says, the time to walk blindly has ended, from now on. Every step you take must be intentional, aligned, and alert. There is a spiritual pattern forming around you that reflects power, protection, and purpose. One of the women watching you last night is connected to a former friend. She didn't act alone. She was sent because she knows your habits, your routine, your weaknesses, but what you didn't calculate was how much stronger you've grown since you let that friendship go. You're not the same person they remember. Your aura now pulses like a warning to those who come with bad intent. Even the air shifts when you enter a room because your energy is being noticed by celestial beings. Tap Amen to get blessing June 2016. In the early hours. A black car circled your street twice. I side with someone you don't know personally, but they've seen your photo. They held it in their hand, tracing your face with their finger as if trying to figure something out. That photo came from a private device that was compromised weeks ago. Someone in your past gave them access thinking it would bring you down, but instead, it has awakened spiritual forces that now protect you without needing your permission. You're being watched, but also being defended by those in the unseen. They know your heart. They know your resilience, and they will not let harm touch you even when the enemy walks near. Type Amen to get blessing 747. Letter was written about you. It's not been sent yet, but it holds secrets that could shift people's views. Someone from the Watchers group is getting cold feet and might turn over the entire operation. They've begun to feel guilt for targeting someone who's divinely chosen. Their dreams are now haunted by a figure in white light standing between them and your name. That figure is not imagined. It is a guardian angel whose sole mission is to protect your destiny. Because of this, the energy around you is causing disruption to any plot formed in secrecy. You may have felt sudden tiredness lately or random headaches. That's not ordinary exhaustion. That's spiritual interference trying to slow you down. But even your weariness carries strength because your soul knows how to fight even when your body rests. Type Amen to get blessing 808. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $20. Last night, a neighbor noticed the strange presence but chose to stay silent. They fear getting involved, but they know something strange surrounds your home. This neighbor has information they might share soon if the pressure from the Watchers doesn't silence them. You need to know this. Your name is being passed around in a private group. Not on the internet, but through physical meetings where decisions are made in hushed tones. They are trying to decide whether to approach you directly or continue observing. The silence is not peace. It's the calm before the confrontation. But don't fear, because even the confrontation will not go as they planned. They will find themselves confused and redirected by invisible hands guarding your space. Pepe Mintigot blessing 999. Says, prepare not to run, but to rise. This is your moment not to hide, but to shine so bright that shadows cannot touch your light. What followed you last night was fear, but what walks with you now is divine purpose. Someone has just betrayed the group by revealing the truth to someone close to you. You may not know this yet, but their body language will change around you soon. Watch for the nervous glances, the unfinished sentences, the stuttering apologies. You are rising at a time when others thought you'd fall. Your steps are being tracked, but so are your blessings. They are being arranged in heavenly order. And no amount of darkness can hold back a destiny, and every night they lose control over your path. Every night they lose control over your path. Your dreams lately are not random. They are mapped instructions and shields from above. Someone from a different city has now been informed about you. They will try to reach out in a friendly tone, pretending not to know what's happening. But be wise, this is a test to see how open you are to strangers who are not sent from the right source. Keep your energy guarded. Let no one touch your belongings or your photo. Because your energy right now is too valuable, and many forces want to access it. Type Amen to get blessing January 2022. There is a shift coming in 3 days. A major energy portal will open, and your name is at the center of it. Those watching you know it, and that's why they're accelerating their steps. I wanted to intimidate you with fear, but all they did was awaken the fire inside you that's been waiting for the right moment. Now your presence is no longer passive, it is commanding. One of the people in the car is already regretting being part of the plan. He saw something in your window that chilled his bones. He didn't tell the others, but he knows now this is bigger than what he signed up for. Type Amen to get blessing January 2013. Your shadow walks with wisdom now, even when no one is around, the walls listen to your prayers and echo them upward. This is your season of revelation, and nothing can block what's coming. The watchers have been warned. Their own guides are telling them to back away or face consequences. But ego still holds them, and that will be their downfall. You don't need to chase revenge. You are already justice walking in human form, and the divine is aligning all things in your favor. Type Amen to get blessing 1444. They won't be able to understand how you're still moving forward despite all the energy they've thrown against you. You're not just walking in protection. You're walking in prophecy. Every breath you take right now is a confirmation that what was meant to break you only built your throne. Last night's watchers had a plan, but it fell apart the moment your spirit didn't respond in fear. One of them even whispered, "Why is nothing working?" After trying to figure your anxiety, they don't realize the old version of you that used to shrink is gone. You've been spiritually reborn. Someone has now been sent to make fake peace. They may come with an apology or a favor, but behind it is an assignment to extract information. Don't be tempted by soft words. Feel the energy behind their actions and guard your truth. Tap Amen to get blessing January 1977. Here's a woman involved in this situation who knows your past. She's using what she knows to try and predict your next steps. But her calculations will fail because you no longer walk on the same frequency. She tried to access something personal, an old photo, a letter, or even a social media post. But what she found scared her instead. It was something you wrote years ago about your comeback. She realized then that you're not ordinary, and what you wrote then is unfolding right now. You're not ahead of your time. You are right on schedule. And those who tried to slow you down are now watching your life accelerate in ways they can't explain. They'll try to attach themselves again. But the door they once had access to has been sealed shut. Type Amen to get blessing February 2020. Here is a sound that followed them after they left your area. It was a spiritual echo, a warning sent by higher realms telling them to stop. Two of them couldn't sleep because their ears kept ringing with vibrations they couldn't silence. Your name is not just protected, it's shielded by a sacred frequency. Anyone who speaks against it with dark intent will feel a shift in their own lives. Loss, confusion, and exposure will visit them until they retract and release. You may begin to notice odd behavior in certain people around you. Sudden distance, discomfort, or even bursts of unexplained anger. These are signs that your elevation is disrupting their demons. Type Amen to get blessing 2333. Archangel Michael says, "You were chosen for this battle long before the world knew your name. You've walked through pain with silence and carried wounds like medals. Now the time has come where those wounds will speak louder than your enemies. Here's one final attempt they're playing in the coming days. It involves a setup disguised as a coincidence tied to a public place. But this time, divine interception will happen before you even step near it. A delay will occur that frustrates you at first, but it will save your life. That's how divine protection works. It doesn't always feel smooth, but it's always right. Even your delays are divine weapons in disguise. Type Amen to get blessing 2666. The man who drove the black car last night has a message to deliver. He's not one of them anymore. He saw something on your doorstep that changed his heart. He's now trying to find a way to warn you without being discovered. He placed something near your home that looks ordinary but carries spiritual significance. A symbol, a sign, a coded warning. It's meant to guide you if you feel unsafe. Pay attention to the smallest details in your surroundings over the next 48 hours. Someone will not bud, say nothing. That silence is not empty. It's a signal that they've been instructed to test your intuition. You don't need to open the door, your spirit already knows what's on the other side. Tap Amen to get blessing February 1988. Inside a building not far from your home, your name is on a paper. That paper has plans, diagrams, notes, and false information meant to discredit you. But the person holding it hesitates. They've started to feel a strange guilt. This guilt is being magnified by angelic influence, pushing them toward confession. Soon, they will either speak the truth or face exposure that ruins their name before yours. Your enemies are now becoming entangled in their own lies. You don't need to argue or defend yourself. Your silence is more powerful than their noise. Your elevation will become your evidence. Tap Women to get blessing March 1933. You may notice mirrors acting strange, devices glitching, lights flickering. These are not random malfunctions, they are signs of surveillance being disrupted. Your angels are disabling the tools meant to spy on your progress. A woman connected to a spiritual group has also noticed your rise. She's been warned not to interfere, but curiosity is pulling her in. Her next step will determine if she becomes a supporter or a betrayer. Stay grounded. Stay alert. Stay aligned. Everything that's happening around you is being recorded in Heaven's book. Nothing goes unseen, not your tears, not your strength, not your silence. Type Amen to get blessing 3232. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $20. The time you wake up lately, between 3 and 4 a.m., is not accidental. That's when the spiritual realm is most active, and that's when your name is called in light. You're being summoned not for fear but for transformation. Archangel Michael says, your enemies underestimated the depth of your calling. They thought they could trap you with distractions, but you turned wounds into wisdom. Now they don't know what to do with someone who keeps rising. They will try to change their faces, wear new masks, return as changed people. But your soul will recognize the pattern even if the appearance changes. This time, you won't need closure. You'll walk away in peace and power. Type Amen to get blessing 3444. You were never meant to blend in with the crowd. Your energy was crafted to shake foundations, to wake people up, to challenge the darkness with quiet power. That's why they watch you now, because you remind them of everything they tried to bury in silence. They hoped you'd crumble from the pressure, but instead, you grew more rooted. The pain they sent you became your armor. Now every attempt they make to weaken you only reveals how indestructible you are. The group who watched your house is not done yet, but they are getting desperate. They didn't expect resistance from my realms. And now, they are starting to argue among themselves about whether to continue or retreat. That payment to get blessing 3,555. One of them had a dream about you standing in front of a gate they couldn't enter. In the dream, you were holding a flame that never flickered, even in the wind. That dream shook them, and they haven't stopped thinking about it since. They now realize something they didn't before. You are covered in divine fire. Touching you without permission brings consequences. It's why they move slower now, uncertain, hesitant. Someone in your life who's been unusually quiet knows more than they are saying. They overheard a conversation that mentioned your name. Soon, they'll be forced to choose either protect you or protect their own image. Type Amen to get blessing 3690. Your presence is causing disruptions in places you've never physically visited. People are dreaming of you, sensing your energy, feeling stirred without knowing why. This is because your soul mission is expanding. It's crossing boundaries and exposing shadows. A woman bearing red was among the watchers. She smiled not out of joy, but because she thought the plan was unfolding smoothly. What she didn't know is that you were already warned through signs, dreams, and divine whispers. She's about to lose her influence over the others. Her arrogance is breaking the structure of the group. One by one, they will begin to separate from her and question why she feared your rise so much. Tap Amen to get blessing March 1977. Soon, you will hear a sudden silence in the chaos. That silence is not emptiness, it's the sound of divine rearrangement. Behind the scenes, things are being broken down so better can be built for you. You're not being punished, you're being positioned. The watchers came to intimidate, but what they saw instead was your light shifting dimensions. They saw your crown glowing in the dark, and it terrified them more than any words ever could. They underestimated what happens when someone chooses peace over revenge. They didn't calculate how powerful stillness could be. But now, your stillness is shaking the very plans they wrote in confidence. Tough Amen to get blessing March 1938. Someone from your childhood is remembering you suddenly. They felt a pull to look you up, to ask about you, to find out where life took you. That's not coincidence. It's because your name is echoing through spiritual timelines. You're awakening old soul ties, unfinished contracts, and ancient protection. This is not your first time facing such energy. Your soul has walked this battle in lifetimes before and won every time. That's why the darkness around you trembles. It knows that no matter how modern the tactics, your ancient light cannot be blocked. You are walking proof that chosen ones never walk alone. Tap Amen to get blessing March 2021. Archangel Michael says, the days ahead will reveal who truly walks with you. Someone will be exposed, not through confrontation, but through subtle revelation. They will betray themselves with nervous actions, with hidden glances, with misused words. Don't react with anger, just step back and let the divine handle what your heart already knows. This exposure is a gift. It will free you to move forward without pretending. You will also be approached by someone new, someone who carries light. They've been sent to assist, not to test. They'll offer a sign that matches something you've dreamed or prayed about. Trust it. Type Amen to get blessing 4040. The Watchers will retreat soon. Not because they succeeded, but because your energy has become too strong to stand near. They can no longer tolerate your presence. It burns the darkness they still carry. Your final act will be confusion, hoping to make you second-guess yourself. But don't fall into the trap. You've passed every test, even the ones you didn't realize were tests. You are now walking in the season of reward. And everything stolen, peace, time, clarity, even relationships, will be returned multiplied. The Watchers will watch again, but this time, they'll see blessings raining over you. Type Amen to get blessing 4141. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $20. You were not followed last night for intimidation. You were followed because they feared what would happen if they left you unchecked. But it's too late now. You've already broken the cycle, no more repeating lessons. No more carrying what doesn't belong to you. You've stepped into divine clarity, and no shadow can exist where you walk. Let this message settle into your spirit. You are watched, yes, but by heaven more than any human eye, and heaven has declared you unstoppable. Type Amen to get blessing 4444.